Well, we're just being sort of squeezed out of the way here because the Donahue family from Staffordshire. Is this your tent?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
okay. And how many are you sleeping in there?
There's two in here, and we've got 3 tents.
All right, okay,
between
well,
us.
let's just move around. Nice to see you. Hope it stays dry. Let's speak to Mark Niemierko, who's a wedding planner. Hello. Now, I know you organise some society weddings, and your budget's around £250,000-500,000. 20 million, we think, is being spent here. What do you think of the arrangement so far?
Well, so far, what we've seen, of the little bit we do know, it's quite exciting. You know, we saw the trees go in yesterday, which is kind of unheard of with a royal wedding. I think it's quite exciting, and maybe it's going to be quite opulent.
How do you make a big wedding like this, a semi-state occasion, intimate? How does Kate Middleton stamp her own character on this?
Absolutely. I think the whole thing with this wedding is Kate and William have really wanted it to be very personal and very private. And if they could have their way, they would have run off to the country most likely. But unfortunately, he's the next King of England, so he has to do a big state event. But they will make it personal throughout. You know, she's added touches of, you know, she wants it to be very earth colours, very green, very ethical. And then also with the evening reception, which is a very, very intimate affair, which is only 300 people at Buckingham Palace, we probably won't see very much of the detail of that. And I'm sure there's going to be lots of personal touches throughout that event.
It's funny, isn't it? Because if you have a small wedding, you want everything to be absolutely immaculate.
Yeah.
If it's a big wedding like this, presumably you have to let certain things go. I mean, she can't be across everything,
She can't be across everything, but from what we've seen, I think she really is heavily involved. Shane Colony, the florist, announced yesterday that she really has been one of the best brides he's ever worked with. You know, she really knows what she wants. She gave him wording exactly of what she had in mind for the Abbey quite early on. So,
what about the guest list? Because you've got a stepmother involved. You know, how do you reconcile those friends with perhaps the friends of Diana, who haven't been invited, who would have known William and Harry up until, the age of 13 and 15?
Absolutely. Well, I think the Spencer family are obviously been given a prime spot in the Abbey. But also, you know, it's 1,900 guests is a lot to you and I, say, for an average wedding, but it's actually not a lot for a royal wedding. Diana and Charles was triple that amount, I think, hence why they chose St Paul's. So it is quite an intimate number, but supposedly 1,000 were put aside, invitations were put aside for Kate and William.
And 600 guests for the stand-up buffet reception. Now, there's been a bit of sort of sniping in some papers saying, well, hang on a minute, this is a royal wedding, you know, we ought to be sitting down to a 4-course lunch. I mean, what do you think about that?
Well, it's actually supposed to be a lunchtime canapé reception, so I'm sure it'll be really refined. The evening reception is supposed to be a buffet, which I think, you know, come on, it is the royal family, we should be having a fine dining experience, but I'm sure Buckingham Palace caterers will do it in their own particular way and make it very grand and beautiful.
Although perhaps that would tie in with what William wants anyway. He just wants to keep it sort of
as
low-key as you can for a wedding at Westminster Abbey.
Absolutely, but then we're also hearing things like Prince Harry's doing a survivor's breakfast at 5-6 a.m.
Bacon sandwiches at 3 o'clock.
Sandwiches, absolutely.
Is that something you do?
Well, to a degree, to a degree, but in a very nice way, yeah.
Okay, look, Mark, thank you very much indeed. Mark Niemierko, a wedding planner to society people here in London, in fact anywhere apparently, he says as well. We're going to let the Donahue family just carry on pitching tents and getting themselves sorted out, but from Westminster Abbey, back to you both in the studio.
Tim, thank you very much.